Hello, hello, all you amazing humans. It's me, ABSD, and I am live here in the Inner Dialogue podcast. Thanks for joining me today. As always, we're not striving for growth. Whoa, I said that wrong. We're not striving for perfection. We are striving for growth. Growth, growth, growth. And I feel like I have been growing. I have been weeding my garden and weeding my garden very intentionally. And now I am seeing some of the beautiful plants that I've been tending to over time. And it's beautiful. Today is December 11th, 2023. It is 4:09 p.m. And I wanted to come into this space today and just talk about what December has brought for me so far. I have been very intentional in December and have had the opportunity to get connected with some really amazing people and continue to show up for myself and show up for the work that I want to do and getting to know the community and the people who exist inside of this community. One of my greatest passions and the work that I strive to do is how to look at a community as a holistic view and take what already exists and fine tune it to run better, to serve the people better, to have that holistic view of a human life experience in a community. And so it's really been amazing. I really, over the last 2 weeks, so looking at a little bit before December, my partner and I decided to go meet with a financial advisor. And during the conversation with the financial advisor, it came up that I was running with the intention of winning the presidential election of 2032. And that does not come up in every conversation that I have. I want to say that it does come up. And especially when we're talking about longer term goals, and with a financial advisor, talking about long term goals came up. I do not like to shove that in people's face before they get a chance to get to know me, because it is not, it's then the lens that you have in every moment and everything that I say. And that's an awesome lens to have. If that's the lens that you have when talking to me, amazing. But when you just meet a person on the street and that's the first thing that they tell you, it's like, okay, okay. So it was amazing. This connection that I got to meet through this financial advisor, he then expressed interest in getting to know me further and wanting to help connect me in the community. So I did that last week. We got coffee and it was an amazing conversation. The hour flew by and he told me he was going to do an introductory email with the executive director of the community foundation here in town, which is amazing and something that I would love to get involved with. I had the privilege of sitting on the community foundation as a high schooler on the board, and I was part of a program that you would go through a community youth development program and learn a lot about local government and city government and the school board and do tours of the jail and just be developed as a leader and as a person in the community. And at the end of that, you can be placed on a board. And the board that I was placed on was the community foundation board. And that was amazing as a high schooler to be able to sit on this board and attend meetings and see how that worked from the inside. It was very, very cool. And so I'm grateful for the introduction. The universe has continued to show up in my life and continue to answer questions that I'm asking and bring me the right people at the right time who can show me the right next step and open new doors for me. It's been amazing because every single person that I've talked to, I express I'm new to town. I've lived here for about 3 to 4 months and I'm looking to get involved. I'm looking to meet people, create connections. And every single person is like, yeah, let me know how I can help you. How can I open doors for you? And it is the coolest and most amazing feeling. I had a conversation with a woman last week who is part of a program here in town, and she said, we need more community members like you. And I agree. Having people who care about the community that they live in. And that's something that I hope to help cultivate in this community. There are so many things happening here that they are doing right, and I want to help amplify them even further. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. I have, over the last couple of weeks, had a really awesome time getting to spend building friendship connections too. Some women that I met inside of the Women's Guidance Facilitator program that I did, I had them over for dinner. And one of my favorite things to do when I have people over for dinner is to build your own pizza. It's simple and yummy and so easy, and we got to sit in community with each other, and I got to know them further, which is absolutely incredible. I got to have lunch with a awesome woman that I connected with at a women's circle, and who's also in the mindset world and putting out her mindset coaching into the world and through her own method and her learning. It really amazes me how everybody's journey is so unique to them, and the resources that you find and source in your own life that are trusted really develops each of us in its own unique way. And I think that's so beautiful because there are so many unique and authentic gifts in the world that are able to teach these skills. And it doesn't matter the avenue that you get to the end result of being able to heal your past traumas, heal your body, learn to love yourself, and to live a happier and healthier life. The avenue that you take to that end result is allowed to be different than the person next to you, but that self-development is so amazing and so huge. And getting to have a conversation with someone who is creating something of their own and to be able to encourage and inspire and sit with each other and to have just such a dynamic conversation was really amazing. Really amazing. I also, wow, I'm not even in December yet. I'm looking at my calendar as I'm chatting and going over some of these events as they've happened. The last 2 weeks have been dynamic in my life. And I had a coaching call on the 30th. And I was essentially going into that looking for clarity. And ever since then, I got a lot of clarity on what I want to do and how I want to do it. And when I look at a Better Standard Direction as a company, it's going to have multiple different facets to it. And one of those facets will be a nonprofit consulting company that helps nonprofits greater their reach. And during my coaching call, I got a lot of clarity on what I wanted that to look like and how to vocalize that, and a connection and resource to ask questions to. And that was amazing. Something I'm so proud of Nick and I for doing is continuing to create intimacy around our finances and tax planning. Last year, I really, after we got married, I'm like, our taxes are going to be different than they've ever been. We'll be filing together. It's worth it for us to go and meet with someone in person. We found an amazing tax accountant who we had an appointment with to go and do tax planning with and have a strategy session. And it was so rewarding to go to that appointment and to spend that time with her. And one, I adore her. She's an amazing human, but also to be able to see that we have been planning for our taxes right, and we have more money saved than we really even need for our taxes, and to be told that feels amazing instead of being having to, that feeling of scrambling of how the fuck are we going to afford our taxes this year, because we have been very intentional about putting money aside, and I'm so proud of us for that. I'm also proud of us because this time last year, we were living in our apartment, and I was in a very interesting mental place. And when Christmas was rolling around, I was felt like Scrooge last year, and I didn't want to buy people gifts. I didn't want to spend money on anybody. I didn't want to spend money on myself. I didn't want to spend money on going to anything or decorations or events in the community. I I had no holiday spirit, which historically, if you know me, is not me. And I love the holidays. I love wearing ugly Christmas sweaters and being festive and enjoying what the holiday spirit is and leaning into that joy. And this year, we have begun doing that and creating traditions in our home and really leaning into what exists. And it's been really amazing. We had a postcard come in the mail that was addressed to the person who lived here before us about a holiday show that was happening at the museum here. And it was so cool. They had three different musician groups, and each of them had their own style of music. And to get to sit in this auditorium and listen to holiday music was just really a great way to start December. I attended a sound bowl healing journey and with a woman that I met through my facilitator program. And I don't know if y'all have experienced sound bowls or the healing process of being in a sound bowl ceremony, but it was my first time. And it's incredible, the vibration and just the process of allowing my body to sit there and to just breathe and to allow it to soak in. It was pretty amazing. I would definitely go to another and to support my friend in that way too. As I have gotten clarity, like I was talking about from my coaching call, of how I want to show up in the community, I have continued to cultivate new opportunities for me to do that. And one of those opportunities was attending a housing alliance that talks about and takes action towards how to create affordable housing here in our city. And so they were having a meeting, and I had put the meeting in my calendar, and I get there and I had read the email wrong. And I read it December 4th, 4 to 6:30, but it really was just December 4th at 6:30. And so when I get to the location, it's being housed at another nonprofit's location. I walk in and say, "I'm here for the meeting." And the person who came out was like, "I don't think that's right now." And I then checked my email, realized I was wrong, but got to meet the executive director of this other nonprofit in town and hear about this organization and ask questions and get a tour of the building and hear about the history. And so, yes, I got the time wrong, but the serendipity of being open and allowing of the possibility of a new connection was really awesome. And then I did go to the meeting later that evening and got to create some new connections and see how people in our community are showing up to organizations like this and having a voice and caring about what's happening in our community. And it's really amazing to see that that is happening and that there are people who want to see change. And that's something you can work with. That's something you can grow. And I am extremely grateful for that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So then we attended the next evening, we attended there's an organization that's called Out Boulder, and it's a nonprofit that is an organization for the queer community. And they were having a holiday party called the Holiday, which is just so awesome. And so we attended that, and it was a bit overwhelming. I'm not going to lie. It was an awesome holiday party, but there were a lot of people there, and I had never been to an Out Boulder event before. And So I didn't know anybody and there was no community there. Nick did come with me, which was awesome. And we grabbed food and we walked around and we checked out the building and saw everything that was happening. And then we were like, we're kind of ready to go. And that's okay. I am going to another event of theirs tonight, which I'm excited about, but it it was a cool entry into the organization, but it was an overwhelming start. And it's amazing to see the turnout they had at their holiday party because that's how many lives they're impacting. And that's a beautiful thing. Hmm. So last Friday, I had coffee with a good friend in town who I met serendipitously at a breathwork event a few months ago. And we had coffee together, and I had asked her if she would be open to bringing her tarot deck. And she expressed that she didn't feel comfortable in doing a reading in public. And I was like, oh, I just really want to see the deck. I don't need a reading. I'm curious. I've never held or experienced really tarot cards in person. I do follow a couple of creators that I love being part of their collectives online and seeing their messages that they post, but I was interested to see her deck in person. And so we had an awesome time with coffee, and it was nearing the end. And she said, let's go sit in one of our cars and we can pull out the deck. And as we did that, she decided that she was going to give me a reading. And I am extremely grateful for her intuition and the gift that she gave me with this reading. I'm still processing all that came out in that space, and that will be more information for another time. But to have people in my life, relationships that I've cultivated, that there is a deep level of trust and security that myself and my spirit team can find trust and safety in, to be able to have a tarot reading of that level and of that depth, I'm extremely grateful for. And I took a lot away from it. And I still have a lot that I will take away from it that I have not yet processed or allowed myself to look further at yet. As I've leaned further into my spirituality, I've realized that there's a lot I don't know. And I have been blessed with people who know more than me, who have the ability to create safety and teach me things. And it was really beautiful. I got to give her a little reading as well. And it was fun. I would be interested to learn the cards and be able to see how my intuition thrives in that setting after I actually know what the cards mean. That same day, I had a call with an organization in town and to learn more and to understand what they do deeper. And it was a cool connection that I am cultivating and creating. And I asked about some of the meetings that she had mentioned and the alliances that that organization is a part of, and asked if I could attend some of those. And she's going to connect me with some more resources, which is absolutely amazing. That evening, there was some holiday activities that were happening in town. And neither of us really wanted to go and stay, but I really wanted to check it out. And so we went, and it was really cool. There's a huge park right outside of Main Street in town that they have all of the trees decorated. There was a church who donated hot chocolate that people were serving. There were fire pits. There were businesses and organizations who had tents. There's ice skating. There was a Santa Claus meeting. There was an area inside where there were different craft activities and people selling homemade crafts that they had made. And it was a really cool event. I look at an event like that and I look at how they could make it even better and take the structure that they have and amplify it to new life. And I'm really grateful that we were able to go and experience it. The next day, so 3 days, 3 mornings in a row, which is just bonkers to me. I had coffee out with a connection. And the connection I had coffee with the next day was one from that meeting earlier in the week. And it was really incredible to get to chat with him and to hear about why he started the Alliance, the Housing Alliance, and to hear the 9 month history that has been created there, and just more about him and his story and more about me, and to create new connections there and another door opening. It's really beautiful. It is so beautiful. And I know so far in this episode, it's just been me talking about things that have happened in my life for the last 2 weeks. And I'm incredibly grateful of all of the events that have happened and every opportunity that I have cultivated. Yes, some of these have come to me very serendipitously because of the universe, but I've also taken action to make them happen. And I think that's a huge point that I want to emphasize here at this moment, is that action is pivotal. Action is pivotal. As you are growing gardens and manifesting things into your life, you can manifest all day, but if you're not taking action in your own life, you're not showing up to source, the universe, God, angels, whoever you believe in, that you're ready for it. And I've gotten to continuously show up the last 2 weeks, create new habits, create new ways of doing things, create trust and grace, and cross things off my to-do list. And it's been fucking awesome. And I'm extremely grateful for it. That evening, I got to take my friend who I met at Adam's camp to a holiday party. And we went to dinner, we went to Walmart and bought matching shirts. And then afterwards, we went to this amazing light show where you got to drive through all of these lights that were synced with Christmas music. And it was just one of those evenings that it brought me an incredible joy, but I know the amount of joy that it brought my friend was something that she will remember forever. And I am so grateful to have opportunities to cultivate relationships like this, and to be able to help aid joy in other people and also have amazing experiences in my own life. I was so exhausted the next day, and I took it easy for the most part. We did have one of our great friends here that we've met this year, has one of their best friends is a contractor. And so I called him last week and we set up a time for him to come on Sunday and see the house. And I asked him, I'm like, I really just want an honest opinion of what can happen and also what the costs attached to all of it would be. I'm demoing our basement right now, and I've gotten it down to a point where a contractor can actually come in and see at least the foundation and see what would actually be possible. So essentially, every single one of my ideas and dreams and desires that I have for this house is possible. There's obviously just a money dollar attached to it. And that's okay, because I'm manifesting the money to renovate this house. I know that God, angels, and the universe did not just give us this house to not have it in every way that we want possible, and to better it and to give it the love that it deserves and needs. But the great news with all of it is that our foundation is fucking solid as shit. And it looks really great. The wood looks really great. The cement looks really great. And everything that we want is possible, which is amazing. And so that brings us to today. And today has been an interesting day as well. And I started my day with a dentist appointment, and I loved the dentist that I found and that I was referred to. And multiple people complimented me on my teeth. When I go to the dentist, I always get compliments on my teeth because I have really nice teeth. I am blessed with really nice teeth. I never had to have braces, and I take really well care of my teeth. I do have some jaw issues and some other issues with my mouth, but I have really great teeth. And so I do have to go back tomorrow because I have one small filling that the doctor has to fill. But I'm proud of myself because I haven't been to the dentist in a year and a half, and I feel really great about how I've been taking care of my teeth. And then this afternoon, I went to a nonprofit in town to meet with the volunteer coordinator and to learn about the volunteer opportunities. And she wanted to meet me and um, see if I was a good fit. And so I'm going to get to start volunteering with that organization. And they are just a pivotal resource here in town. And so to be able to get involved with them is important to me, and also to meet the other people who spend their time and volunteer there as well. And then tonight, I am going to go to a Out Boulder event, and it's a Stories of Strength and Love called Transgender Proud, and it's at an art museum. And I'm just so thrilled to be able to learn something new and see people's art and see how they shine through their love and through their stories as they're sharing them. It has been a powerful couple of weeks, and I have a powerful couple of weeks ahead of me as well. And I know that this is the start of my future, that this work, this foundation that I am building now is the start of a better standard direction, is a start of the future. I am building my company and learning how I want it to look. And that has been clarity that I have been searching for probably 6 months now. And now I feel comfortable enough to actually take action because I'm taking action in the right direction. It felt like for so long that I was not taking action in the right way. And so I didn't take any action at all. And I was just kind of like stuck in this loop of not taking any action. I'm really grateful for the work that I've done the last few weeks. And I'm really grateful for where I am right now in this current moment in time. And as I continue to cultivate this abundance and community and connections, I know that that's going to keep growing and growing. It is so amazing to be able to come into this space and to share with all of you who are following on this journey, this pivotal turning point in my life and in this movement that I am creating. A better standard direction is a movement, and it will be a lot of different things, but it is at its core a movement. And I am working on learning how to put that into words so that I can share it in like an elevator pitch. But you get to hear it here first. You get to hear me go through the experiences of life and figure out all of the pieces along the way. And I am forever grateful for that and this space that I've cultivated for that. I love each of you so deeply. And I hope that you are inspired today. I hope you are inspired to take action towards your dream and desire. A baby step is a huge fucking step. And to take a baby step every day, you're going to be running in no time. I love you deeply. Remember to love loudly, take up space because you are awesome. And the gift that you have inside of you is unique and special to you, and the world needs it. I love you. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye.